Well, welcome back. I'm about to enter Redcliffe. This is a different story, remember, guys. So, I think Connor, if you remember Connor from Dragon Age, the possessed boy, he's alive in this version. So I'm interested to see what kind of conversation it might be. First, we have to get past these demons, but I don't think it should be a huge problem. Let's just freeze this guy. Cloak. I actually call that cloak. Yet. As long as they're not raised demons. Do something useful, black ball. As you can see, I've managed to level up quite a bit. Some very powerful abilities I have for Gunhild and the two-handed trait. There we go.
What was that?
None of my reports indicated temporal distortions near these rifts. Interesting.
There are many mages in Redcliffe. Maybe Fiona will know what's going on.
Make her have mercy. It's over. Open the gates.
About time.
We spread word the Inquisition was coming. But you should know that no one here was expecting us.
No one? Not even Grand Enchanter Fiona?
If she was, she hasn't told anyone. We've arranged use of the tavern for the negotiations.
Agents of the Inquisition, my apologies. Magister Alexius is in charge now, but hasn't yet arrived. He's expected shortly. You can speak with the former Grand Enchanter in the meantime.
So I mean, based on the other playthrough, we know what's going on, more or less. What's interesting is the different dialogue options and what have you, so... Plus, there are a bunch of merchants. Well, we'll see. To be honest, I'm saving up for a super-duper great axe. So I haven't really spent much coin. This one does the job quite well for now. That might change, obviously, later in game, but for now, I really like this axe. Very powerful. Let's claim this. Get the loot. Probably nothing good, but still, can sell it. Yeah. Nothing particularly valuable, but...
They'll never really like you, Vivi.
Sarah dear, whatever has your scattered mind conjured now?
The knobs in Orlais. They barely like their own kin, and you're a mage.
Your failing, among many, is that you presume I desire approval. Power does not require that I be liked.
Well, halfway there then.
Yeah, the banter between Vivienne and Sarah is just hilarious. I mean, they're just polar opposites in every way possible. It's pretty funny. What's this? Can Sarah open this? Yes. No. Need that perk. Deft tool. Deft hands.
I don't want you
Most of the apostates are dead or hiding. We should be getting more refugees soon. Well,
Storyteller.
I remember the first time the dead walked these lands, when a blood mage poisoned our leman.
I remember that too.
Maybe the rumors about the apostate attacking
We're safe. That's all that matters right now.
Usual
Senna, my darling.
talking to people.
For the first time in all these years, I fear I will not be visiting your ashes. What world is this? That demons and brigands stop a man from taking flowers to his wife's shrine.
What if I took flowers to your wife's shrine for you?
I
Taller than you.
do not know what to say, except thank you. I never expected anyone not of the blood to care. My Senna would be grateful. Her shrine lies on a hill to the west, near the table stones. Thank you.
Stay safe.
Do that off
Walk in
screen.
peace.
So, I think I'd like to talk to Connor.
Have you heard? The Inquisition dealt with the rebel
Where's Connor?
Templars.
Isn't
They were
Connor?
driven away or killed. See?
I heard Connor's supposed to be somewhere near here.
You should talk to the Magister. You're the rightful heir to Redcliffe.
There he is.
Mage, after what I did, I'm not even sure I should be here.
It's not your fault. It happened to any of us.
That doesn't help. That's why people hate us. But just stop. You don't know what you're talking about.
It's Connor, all grown up.
Are you Connor?
You've heard the story, I guess. I can't believe the Queen thought Redcliffe was the right place to send the mages. I mean, it was nice of her to offer refuge, but I don't think the people here wanted me or anyone like me in this town ever again.
You were behind the siege of Redcliffe 10 years ago.
That's me. The boy with Redcliffe's blood on his hands.
It was insanity to let you live after what happened.
The hero of Ferelden thought it was mercy. The only reason I'm still going. Someone thought I was worth saving.
Why isn't Arl Eamon in power anymore?
After the lands meet, he stayed in Denerim. I couldn't be his heir, not after what happened. So eventually he passed the title to Uncle Tegan.
You can see that Gunhild is definitely overall nicer than Corvina is, but she takes a hard line in certain things, and the demonic rampage of Connor was one of them.
How did you end up in the Mage Rebellion?
I was living in the Ferelden Tower when the circles dissolved. I voted against it, but at first it seemed all right. No one was summoning demons. They just wanted to oversee themselves. But then the Magister came, and it's wrong what they do in Tevinter. We are monsters. We need to be controlled. If it wasn't for me, every family in this village wouldn't be missing a son, a daughter, a spouse.
You're not in favor of the alliance with Tevinter.
Alliance? Is that what they're calling it? That Magister threw my uncle out into the street. He signed us into servitude. This is my home. Redcliffe, Ferelden. No matter what evils I've done, I would never have invited Tevinter here.
I need to be going.
Please, talk some sense into the Grand Enchanter. Selling out to the Imperium won't win us any friends. We have to find a way to make peace.
Explore the end of the dock here. Loot is always good. Yeah, taking a harder line is that's important. Obviously, there's some level of sympathy between Corvina and her fellow mages. That just doesn't exist for Gunhild. I mean, she's a dwarf. It's not to say that she couldn't be sympathetic towards the mages, but she just happens not to be. And if they see recognize things as a danger.
Centauri created the Oculara to search for something. Something like those strange shards.
Collected a bunch of shards. See what kind of schematics he has. If not anything good, we can just... Yeah, it's all tier 1. Pretty useless stuff. Yeah, tier 1, tier 1, tier 1. But I can sell some stuff at least. Melee defense. Warhorn is going to be useful later when I take that ability. Don't need 2 of these. I've gotten the habit of selling things frequently so my inventory doesn't pile up and just become kind of useless. I can't even carry anything anymore. Do want to visit some of the merchants as well. Good day.
Supplies, your worship?
Yeah, we'll see what you got. Masterwork scout armor. Yeah, this is really good stuff. It's just pretty damn expensive. That said, it's could be worth it for. Yeah, it's expensive, but. I think honestly I'd rather just save up for something I mean, the fact that I can afford it doesn't necessarily mean that I should be spending the coin to get it. Because there are going to be better items later on, and then having the coin to afford it would be good. Deft hands, fine tools.
Too many people dying for want of simple herbs. My apologies. Can I help you?
Or that kind of...
May I help you?
There are refugees at the crossroads who would benefit from a healer.
Of course they would. These attacks by the Templars have endangered countless innocent lives. But if I go to the crossroads to help, I might end up in danger myself. I doubt those refugees would risk their lives for a knife here. Why should I risk mine for them?
What? This is interesting. Let me first ask what she means by this.
Have people called you a knife ear?
Every day. They need the salves I sell, but they spit on me once they've paid. These villagers only tolerate me because Templars killed their human healer. I doubt the humans at the crossroads would be any different.
So this might have something to do with knowledge, I think. I'm not sure. One of the perks I picked up, but anyway.
The elves were slaves once.
History.
They earned their freedom serving under Andraste. If you want the elves to be treated better, show the Inquisition you are worthy.
All right. If the Inquisition soldiers are there, I might be safer regardless. I'll see you at the crossroads soon. Just give me a moment to gather my things.
Right, so that was the history perk, I think. In action.
May I help you?
Pretty useful. Well, in that conversation it was useful, at least. There's one other merchant I wanted to think there was one other merchant. Nope.
What do you need?
No. What do I need? I need more coin.
I'm pleased to hear it.
This one.
Good day. Would you...
What do you got? Reader longbow. Lots of stuff that I just don't really need, to be perfectly honest. Still saving up for the good stuff. I think I can get away with it for a while. Alright. There's one other person I'd like to talk to.
Good day.
The demons and brigands stop a man from taking flowers to his wife's shrine. Yes, sir.
Did you hear the news?
Yes, sir.
This one, Sister Tanner.
May I help you?
I found a letter you sent a Templar named Corin.
What? Shit. You can't prove anything. A letter from a rogue Templar. Nobody is going to care. So,
The way this woman's sitting,
What do you intend
it's
to
hysterical. More critter.
What kind of cut are you getting from the gross? What kind of protection are your suppliers offering? The Inquisition could use someone who can move goods around quietly. And we could protect you.
Are you serious? The high and mighty Inquisition needs smugglers? All right, I'm in. Seems like the Inquisition is the safer bet these days.
A black woman with blonde hair just sitting there. That's the Carta background. She knows all about that kind of stuff. Asian acquired. What is this? The way she's sitting is just bizarre. Okay. Time to talk to Fiona. Grand Enchanter Fiona.
Good day.
Good day.
We'll make good use of it. Thank you.
At the gull. And lantern.
Welcome, agents of the Inquisition. First Enchanter Vivienne?
My dear Fiona, it's been so long since we last spoke. You look dreadful. Are you sleeping well?
What has brought you to Redcliffe?
We're here because of your invitation back in Val Royeaux.
You must be mistaken. I haven't been to Val Royeaux since before the Conclave.
Really?
If it wasn't you who invited me here, who was it?
I don't know. Now that you say it, I feel strange. Whoever or whatever brought you here, the situation has changed. The Free Mages have already pledged themselves to the service of the Tevinter Imperium.
Fiona, dear, your dementia is showing.
As one indenture to a Magister, I no longer have the authority to negotiate with you.
Yeah, Vivienne is, I mean, it's hard to like her, but it's hard to dislike her because she just has interesting lines.
What about the giant hole in the veil that's spewing demons everywhere? You're just going to pretend it isn't there?
I am not forgetting the breach, but we can only fight one war at a time. The Templar threat was immediate. If we live, we can worry about the torn veil.
Welcome, my friends. I apologize for not greeting you earlier.
Agents of the Inquisition, allow me to introduce Magister Alexius.
The Southern Mages are under my command. And you are the survivor, yes? The one from the Fade? Interesting.
I'd like to know more about this alliance between the rebel mages and the Imperium.
Certainly. What specifically do you wish to know?
The Grand Enchanter told me she was indentured to a Magister.
Our southern brethren have no legal status in the Imperium. As they were not born citizens of Tevinter, they must work for a period of 10 years before gaining full rights. As their protector, I shall oversee their work for the Imperium.
Let's negotiate.
If you're leading the mages now, then let's talk. I'm sure we can come to an arrangement.
It is always a pleasure to meet a reasonable woman. Felix, would you send for a scribe, please? Pardon my manners. My son Felix, friends. I'm not surprised you're here. Containing the breach is not a feat that many could even attempt. There is no telling how many mages would be needed for such an endeavor. Ambitious indeed.
Does that mean you'll lend your mages to our cause?
There will have to be.
Felix. I'm so sorry. Please forgive my clumsiness, my lady.
Are you all right?
I'm fine, Father.
Come, I'll get your powders. Please excuse me, friends. We will have to continue this another time. Fiona, I require your assistance back at the castle.
I don't mean to trouble everyone.
I shall send word to the Inquisition. We will conclude this business at a later date.
Come to the Chantry. You are in danger.
Wow, aren't we secretive?
We'll be careful. But we need to figure out what's going on here.
Need to talk to the Tranquil here. Let's get him for the Inquisition.
Magister Alexius does not approve of those without magic like you and me. You may not wish to stay long. Many villagers have already left to escape his ire.
Ah, history.
This village has a history with mages, doesn't it? Do you know the details?
During the last blight, the Arl of Redcliffe became ill. Not even the efforts of the Circle could save him. His young son, who was an undiscovered mage, made a deal with a demon to keep the Arl from death. The boy became an abomination. Through him, each night, the demon raised armies of corpses to assault the village. The hero of Ferelden defeated the demon and stopped the undead hordes from destroying Redcliffe.
What does the Magister have against you?
He does not like to be reminded of what mages can become. He says all Tranquil must leave Redcliffe, but who would take us in?
Farewell, then.
One moment. You are a member of the Inquisition, are you not? I am an alchemist. You must require potions. If the Magister will not have me here, perhaps I can offer my services.
Yeah.
We would be delighted to have you working for the Inquisition.
Thank you. While one lives, it is good to believe there is still a use for one's talents.
The obligatory tome reading that has to take place for the XP, of course. Or clicking, rather. I mean, there's some... I've actually... When I can, when I'm not recording, I actually read through a lot of it, but... You know, they're... Recording, we're always pressed for time. I don't think I'll be able to hit level 11 before... But anyway... Let's meet up with... What's his face? The sun. Yeah, keep my friend. Felix. Felix. What a strange name for... Actually, it's not. Since the Tevinter Imperium is based off of the Roman Empire in part. Felix, the happy one. Yeah, Felix. Felix. It's literally what it means for those who don't know. The happy one.
True enough.
Take care.
May it be with you.
Isn't there a mage? Ah, there.
Hello again.
You seem young to be part of this.
I'm Lisas. I came into my magic when I was 9 years old. Templars came into the alienage and took me to the Circle. They didn't even let me say goodbye. It's not right. I studied hard. I passed my harrowing. I sing the chant. But I'll be locked up for the rest of my life.
You don't approve of the Grand Enchanter's decision.
I was there when we voted to leave the Circle. She really seemed to care what we wanted. She was ready to rebel, but she wasn't going to unless it was the will of all mages. It's hard to believe she'd go behind our backs and sell us to the Magisters.
How long has Magister Alexius been here?
A day or two after. After the Conclave, he arrived. Come to save us from the wrath of the Templars, they said. But this doesn't feel like safety.
Take care of yourself. There's something strange going on.
I never thought the Grand Enchanter would swear to a Magister. Hello again.
Take care of yourself.
I think if you're a mage, you have more dialogue options. Anyway.
Good. You're finally here. Now help me close this, would you?
Freaking... Still a fair number of them. It's kind of a waste. XP.
Fascinating. How does that work exactly? You don't even know, do you? You just wiggle your fingers and boom. Rift closes.
I really
Who are
like
you?
Dorian.
Ah, getting ahead of myself again, I see. Dorian of House Parvus, most recently of Minrathous. How do you do?
Let one Tevinter in. Suddenly they're scurrying out of all the walls like roaches.
Now, I'm ever so much more handsome than a cockroach. Magister Alexius was once my mentor, so my assistance should be valuable, as I'm sure you can imagine.
Are you a Magister?
All right, let's say this once. I'm a mage from Tevinter, but not a member of the Magisterium. I know Southerners use the terms interchangeably, but that only makes you sound like barbarians.
I was expecting Felix to be here.
I'm sure he's on his way. He was to give you the note, then meet us here after ditching his father.
You're betraying your mentor because...
Alexius was my mentor. Meaning he's not any longer, not for some time. Look, you must know there's danger. That should be obvious even without the note. Let's start with Alexius claiming the allegiance of the mage rebels out from under you. As if by magic, yes? Which is exactly right. To reach Redcliffe, before the Inquisition, Alexius distorted time itself.
I hope that's less dangerous than it sounds.
More.
Manipulating time itself? Many have attempted over the ages, but never once succeeded.
The rift you closed here. You saw how it twisted time around itself, sped some things up and slowed others down. Soon, there will be more like it, and they'll appear further and further away from Redcliffe. The magic Alexius is using is wildly unstable, and it's unraveling the world.
You're asking me to take a lot on faith.
I know what I'm talking about. I helped develop this magic. When I was still his apprentice, it was pure theory. Alexius could never get it to work. What I don't understand is why he's doing it, ripping time to shreds just to gain a few hundred lackeys.
He didn't do it for them.
Took you long enough. Is he getting suspicious?
No, but I shouldn't have played the illness card. I thought he'd be fussing over me all day. My father's joined a cult, Tevinter supremacists. They call themselves Venatori. And I can tell you one thing. Whatever he's done for them, he's done it to get to you.
Alexius is your father. Why are you working against him?
For the same reason Dorian works against him. I love my father, and I love my country. But this? Cults? Time magic? What he's doing now is madness. For his own sake, you have to stop him.
It would also be nice if he didn't rip a hole in time. There's already a hole in the sky.
Why would he rearrange time and indenture the Mage Rebellion just to get to me?
They're obsessed with you, but I don't know why. Perhaps because you survived the Temple of Sacred Ashes.
You can close the rifts. Maybe there's a connection. Or they see you as a threat.
If the Venatori are behind those rifts or the breach in the sky, they're even worse than I thought.
Do you have any suggestions?
You know you're his target. Expecting the trap is the first step in turning it to your advantage. I can't stay in Redcliffe. Alexius doesn't know I'm here, and I want to keep it that way for now. But whenever you're ready to deal with him, I want to be there. I'll be in touch. Oh, and Felix, try not to get yourself killed.
There are worse things than dying, Dorian.
I really like Dorian a lot. I almost regret not playing a male. I'd probably even go for the gay romance. He's really cool. Now there's a big decision to be made with regards to... Yeah, what... Do I ally with the Templars? Masterwork dagger grip, if only I actually use balanced sniper bow. Huh. How does this compare to... No, still inferior to my crafted. But yeah, it's a serious decision. I mean, on the one hand, I'll be honest, I want to see, I've already seen it online, but I want to see the consequences of basically forcing the mages into conscription. And if I went that route, I certainly would take that route, because that just makes sense from a role-playing perspective. Gunhild is a dwarf. In some ways, she's very sort of mild-mannered, but in other ways, she takes a hard line. She wants what's best. She's not power-hungry, but she wants what's best for the world, and that's a matter of interpretation. Templars could be useful, possibly as an alliance as well. Either way, as far as the gameplay is concerned and Nightmare is concerned, both the Templar and the Mage sections are siding either way is just it's difficult to say the least. So, but I'm better prepared this time.
Alexius is setting a trap for us.
Alexius reeked of frustration. Strange for a man who seemed in complete control of everything. Make it be with you.
Do you have anything else to say?
Hello again.
You seem young to be part of this.
Lisas, I came into my magic when I was 9
This is
years
just
old.
repeating itself.
Templars came into the alienage and took
Yeah,
me to
you
the
can
start.
only...
They didn't even let me say goodbye.
I think
It's
if you're a
not right.
mage or an elf, you have extra
I studied
dialogue
hard.
options.
I passed my harrowing. I sing the chant. But I'll be locked up for the rest of my life.
Take care of yourself.
I think I'll leave it off for here. It's a decision. I mean, either way, I'm going to be... If I choose the Templars, that's going to be different from my other playthrough. And if I choose the Magus, the final outcome, I promise you, I will be forcing them into conscription, because that's just her attitude towards what's necessary, what needs to be done. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys real soon. Everyone take care and enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.